So welcome into this YouTube channel. Actually, this is the first video on this YouTube channel, and in this YouTube channel we shall be teaching ourselves physics. Yeah, this is an interactive online space where you're trying to learn physics a little by little. Actually, physics, some say it's a hard subject, but for me it's a softball subject, and I know many other people watching this video, physics is also their best subject and it's very easy for them. It can also be easy for you. So make sure you subscribe into this YouTube channel where you'll be learning more about physics. Make sure you don't miss out on anything we post right here if you really want to know physics. So we go on board into this video. I shall be teaching you what is physics, what are the branches of physics, and a lot of things like basic quantity, the derived quantity, and the unit in physics. In some other day we may be talking about this again, but this may not be this time around. This time around we're going to talk about this you are seeing on the board right here. So what you just need to do is just to relax, sit and relax and watch this video to the very end so that you won't miss anything. I say make sure you don't fast forward anywhere. Yes, this is an interactive and educational video which you're not supposed to fast forward or skip any section of this video. So without wasting time, let's get started. So me introducing you to physics. What is physics? What do you know about physics? In the comment section, just go right there. Tell me what you know about physics. What is physics? Just tell me right there. Your own definition. It may not be the definition I want to say in this video, and for you to make this video very helpful, make sure you get a little jotter. Yeah, may not be a big jotter, get a little jotter for you to jot something and write so that you won't miss anything and it will be very useful for you in some other cases you may need it. So without wasting time, so what is physics? Physics is a science subject that study the behavior of matter in relationship to its environment. I come again. Physics is a science subject that study the behavior of matter in relationship to its environment. Can you see how very simple the definition is? Actually, some other textbooks you may be finding a very higher grammar formed definition, and you may not be able to make the definition, you may not be able to know it offhand. But this definition, I think, is at least simple for your level. For at least if you are still in secondary school right now, this definition could be very easy for you. You may now reach institution in later and you found some other meaning for physics. But as for your level, if you are still in secondary school right now, this should be the best definition for physics. Physics is a science subject that study the behavior of matter in relationship to its environment. Yeah. Very earlier when I was detecting about physics, I tell you that physics study about matter in relationship to its environment. So what is this matter? What is the matter we are talking about? What do we really mean by matter? So let me tell you the full meaning of matter. Matter is anything that has weight and occupied spaces. So when we talk about matter, we are talking about anything that has weight and occupies space. Me, as I'm doing this video right now, as I'm talking to myself, I'm a matter. You yourself watching this video, you are a matter. Anywhere you are, maybe you are inside the car is a matter. Maybe you are inside the house is a matter. Yeah. Ogun State occupies space in Nigeria. Yeah. And Nigeria occupies space in the whole world, which means Nigeria itself even is a matter. Stone is a matter, house is a matter, book is a matter, and other things are matter. Some other things some may know are matter. Birds are matter, many other things. So what are the branches of physics? What are the subdivisions of physics? The branches of physics, we have the mechanics, the optics, the atomic physics, and the electricity. For the sake of this video, there may be any other branches of physics, but I'm giving you 4 for the sake of this video, just 4, which are the mechanics, optics, atomic physics, and the electricity mechanics, optics, the atomic physics, and the electricity. So by moving further, we move to the derived and fundamental quantity. Okay, my mistake. Fundamental quantity should come first because it's the hard. So fundamental quantity and derived quantity, and also their units. What is fundamental quantity? Fundamental quantity, we have it as fundamental quantity. So I'm gonna give you the most important quantities of physics. These are three. The three we have it as number one is the length, the second one is the mass, and the third one is the time. So I'm gonna define these three for you. What is length? Length is an extent of space in between an area. You know what I'm trying to say. Length is a extent of space, an extent of space in an area. And mind you, length is measured in distance. The meter, right? The meter, my mistake. Length is measured in meter, so the SI unit for length is meter. Don't worry, in some other video I'm still gonna explain about SI units, what I mean about the SI unit. This is the reason why you should subscribe to the channel. So let's move on. Length is the extent of space in between an area, and it is measured in meter. So the second one I talk about the mass. The mass is the quantity of matter. As I tell you that matter has every other thing. So we talk about the mass. Mass is the quantity of a matter, and it is measured in meter. Mass is measured in meter. We move to the time. Yeah, time is defined in which events are indistinguishable in reference to before and after. Yeah, time is defined in which events are indistinguishable in reference to before and after. Those are the three basic quantity of physics. Those are the things you should know before stepping into physics. If you didn't know this, then all the things you know about physics, my dear brother, you can forget any time, because these are some small things in which you should have known before you reach the present class you have here. So let's move on. We move on today and we head up the class with this. These are just these two things: the derived quantity and the fundamental quantity. What is fundamental quantity and what is derived quantity? Stay with me in this video while I define that. So fundamental quantity are the basic quantity. You know, I tell you earlier that length, mass, and time are the basic quantity. So which means I'm also talking about the fundamental quantity. So the fundamental quantity are the basic quantity that cannot be defined in terms of others. Fundamental quantity cannot be defined in terms of other quantity. You get what I'm trying to say? And they are the basic quantity. Fundamental quantity are the basic quantity, and we have some examples of the fundamental quantity. The first example I may like to give you, and what I give you before, is length. The second one, mass. The third one, we have the time. The fourth one, we have the luminous intensity. The fourth one, we have the temperature, and the fifth one, we have the amount of substance. And we move on by the fundamental units. What are the fundamental units? Fundamental units are units that depend on no quantity. They depend on their how. They don't depend on no other quantity. Fundamental quantity and derived quantity are like mother and children. Yeah, you know, I'm your mother. I'm the one that will provide it for you. And sometimes, when you are still young, your mother will provide it for you, and gradually, as time goes up, you too will start paying back. But your mother is the fundamental. In Yoruba, we say ìpìlẹ̀, as in where it starts from. Is the fundamental quantity. And secondly, I talk about derived quantity, which means you are the derived quantity. You are derived. as in you come out from the fundamental quantity. You are derived from the fundamental quantity. So as I define more further, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So the fundamental quantity, let me talk again, let me say this again for you to jot for the sake of much of you that are jotting. And if you are not jotting now, make sure you try some other time to come with a little jotter, just a little. You can buy 2A, 2B or any other thing you are able to afford. Then let's continue. Fundamental quantity are the basic quantity that cannot be divided in terms of other quantity. And we have the example: mass, length, time, amount of substance, luminous intensity, and the temperature. We talk about the fundamental unit. Fundamental units are the unit of the fundamental quantity and cannot depend on other quantity, on other units. They stand solely. So we have a table of the fundamental quantity that constitutes the fundamental quantity, the fundamental unit, and the fundamental unit abbreviation. As you can see it on the board right here. That is just it. We have it right there and the abbreviation. So let me just talk about what is in the board. So we say fundamental quantity, okay, fundamental unit and the abbreviation. For mass, we have it as for mass we have it as kilogram, which is the unit abbreviation is kg. Kg, kilogram, kg. And we know about the length. We have length as meter, meter, which is unit abbreviation is m. We have time. The unit abbreviation is seconds, s. Get what I'm trying to say? The unit abbreviation is seconds, s. And we have the luminous intensity, which the unit abbreviation is, which the unit is candela. The luminous intensity is candela, and the unit abbreviation is cd. We have the amount of substance, which is mole, mol. The unit abbreviation is mol. And we have the temperature, which is very common, which the unit is temperature is Kelvin. The unit for temperature is Kelvin, and the unit abbreviation is K. So we move directly into the derived quantity. But just this down, the way why just that. Let's move on with derived quantity. So derived quantity is those obtained by simple combination or division of the fundamental quantity and unit. We take it together. Derived quantity and unit are those obtained by simple combination and division of the fundamental quantity and unit. Okay, you're thinking maybe derived quantity can't have examples. It has examples. Let me tell you. So relax. The examples of the derived quantity, we have the area. Area is length times length. And don't forget the other time we talk that length itself is meter. We talk that length itself is meter. So the unit for area will be meter square. The unit for area will be meter square. So let's talk about volume. Volume, as a science student, you should know that volume is Q, meter cube. That is volume. The unit for volume will now be length times length times length, 3 length, which makes it meter volume. The unit, don't forget that thing. We move to the density. The unit of the density is mass per volume. What I mean by mass per volume, mass all over volume. Mass all over volume, and the unit for that, mass is kilogram and volume is meter cube. That is kilogram per meter cube. Kilogram per meter cube. Let's keep that at the back of your mind. Kilogram per meter cube. We move on with speed. What is speed? Speed is equal to distance per time. Distance all over time, which is distance. If we say distance is m and time is seconds, say meter is speed is meter per second. Speed is meter per second. Let's talk about the velocity. Velocity is displacement all over time taken. So we have the velocity as the meter per second square. Meter per second square. We have the displacement. Okay, I think okay. We have the acceleration. Yeah, acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity all over time taken. We shall be still explaining further about the acceleration. Acceleration, I so much love the subject. It's a kindly friendly subject because if you know acceleration, energy would be hard for you. Kinetic energy, all those energy won't be. If you know acceleration, that will be very much easier for you. So it won't be hard for you. So we have talked about the acceleration, density, volume, mass, length. Okay, area, area, the volume, the density, the acceleration. I think those are the four I'm able to provide for this video. So this is the head of this video. Make sure you get a jotter. Don't just get a jotter. Revise this jotter anytime you wake up. Maybe after praying or doing some house chores. Just try a little bit to read it for 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes, yeah. This video may be recorded more than 10 minutes, close to 20 minutes or more than that. But you make sure that you revise this book at least 10 minutes per day. You can revise it for, I don't give you time to revise. You can revise it for 1 year, I don't mind. The more you read, the more you know. The more you learn, the more place you go. That's just it. So, since you are learning it, I don't limit your own learning limitation. You can keep reading until you understand. But try as much as possible that every day you read this particular subject. Since you are still schooling, even after you completing your schooling, you can just so that you won't forget anytime, any day, and it will skip your mind. For me, I can revise everything. So so far we've talked about the definition of physics, definition of matter, branches of physics, the basic quantity of physics. We talk about the fundamental and the derived quantity. So that is what we are able to take today. Tomorrow I wish to see you and treat more with you. And I know with God's grace, we shall be all here to learn tomorrow again. Thanks for watching.